Okay, it's Colonel Soreen, and I'm just showing you here. This is my Patton T-shirt. General George S. Patton. Well, I think I talked about it before, but Eisenhower, who was in bed with all the politicians, he told Patton that he couldn't go in and conquer Germany. They needed gas for Patton's tanks, and they assigned it to somebody else, some flunky. So Patton, he was racing forward towards Berlin. Um, they were kept on having supply problems. They wanted to go right to Berlin, but the deal was already made with the Ruskies that they got to take Berlin. So Patton wasn't allowed to go. But Patton, he was like raging to go, and he was going to go and take Berlin, and then there wouldn't have been any problem with the Ruskies in Europe. The Ruskies would have had their asses kicked, and it wouldn't have been a big problem that would lasted forever. And even to this day with Putin, Patton would have fixed it. So, if you've got a general, he wasn't the top general. Eisenhower was the five-star general. But if you've got a general that goes in there, kicks ass, you make him the boss. And then when he looks around, he sees these other lackeys there, made all their secret deals with the Illuminati bankers. You basically have Patton take control and lock them all up. Now, Spandau Prison was in Germany, and that's where they locked up Rudolf Hess. Now, Hess was a strange one. He was working for Hitler, and at one point in time, he wanted to make a secret peace deal with Winston Churchill. So he got himself into a fighter plane, and he flew to Scotland. He ended up in a farmer's field, and they found him there. Didn't know who he was at first, but then they finally figured it out. And after the war, he was the one that was punished the worst. He was locked up forever in Spandau prison. It was because he was the one that was trying to go and cut the deal. He was trying to go and end the war. But, all the other ones, even after the war, they wanted more and more war. So they didn't want his story to come out. But there was a strange band. It was called Spandau Ballet. This much is true was their song. And that was the truth of it, Rudolf Hess. So, go look up Hess, look up Spandau Prison, and go figure out why did they want to shut up Hess. Because he was going to spill the beans. The beans were that all of World War II was set up by the Illuminati bankers so that they could get war production going so they could profiteer. Profiteering is the root cause of war on planet Earth. And where does it all come from? Well, they learned it from I don't know where these extraterrestrials. At some point they got invited in because they had advanced technologies. But once they got their noses around, they're sniffing around there, they decided that, they wanted to take over. So, anyway, all we need is more Pattons on the ground. Patton, George S. Patton. George C. Scott played him in the movie. Go watch that, and then you see a real American hero.